Okay, so I'm not live yet. Mm. I don't know. I'm not live yet. It took a while to get connected. I don't know what's going on with it. Um, so at the moment, I designed the new design, and there's a reason why I'm doing it in separate pieces because when you're printing something on the heated printer bed, the longer it's on the printed bed, the longer it has a chance to warp and curl and do all sorts of weird shit. So I'm printing the parts separately, and I've just bonded my liner drum that's actually going to form part of the frame in this situation as well. So I bonded that on with some of my ABS melted in acetone, and it's very strong once it's done. And so the pieces simply go together. I'm just cover the surfaces on here on around the rim with some of my plastic, and then they just bond together. Excuse me. So anyway, once it's done, you won't even see the seam will be barely noticeable. But I'll just hold it together with my finger a minute. It's not going to be ideal, but you can see the idea. When I hold it together, it's perfect fit. And so yeah, I can't do it with one hand, so I just thought I'd show you how it's come out. It's come out very well. The surfaces, this is very thick, so the drum's spinning around inside there, very fast. Um, so it's one of my drums with my magnets in, so that goes in the middle with a dry shaft, obviously, and spinning around. And inside a lining drum, which is for protection, so we don't get hit by any flying magnets if anything was to fall apart. Yeah, so there's. Anyway, I'm just thought I'd give you a little update. It's nothing extensive, so you can just get an idea. I mean, I had a bit of a flop. I was telling you previously in the previous video about my flat coils. They don't really work as expected, and I'm going back to my delay line circuit to which seem to have the best results. And because of this new design, I can actually rotate the coils around the I haven't actually printed the bobbin out yet, but it's similar to one of these bobbins, but except that it rotates around the circumference of the drum, so you can actually change the angle any way you want. Uh, the ones I've made have got a circle, sorry, a half moon shape, and they ride on the drum itself, and they go around. But obviously, if there's a full population of coils all the way around, there's no room to move them. But if you have about 3 coils or 4 coils, there's room to move them around and adjust them. So anyway, I've got to print the holder that goes in there later on. These actual liner drums are slightly longer than the original ones because I wanted to also add a gap of space in between the rotor drums, the actual parts that are inside. That's why it was sitting quite low in there if you looked when I dropped it in there. So I'm going to have 5mm spaces between each drum, and the reason for that is I had issues when I built this original one. As you can see, my concentrics are actually touching right in the middle there. That's not a bad thing, that's actually a good thing, but I just wanted a bit more room. I mean, I stick my fingernail down the side there and it's very tight. So by having an extra 5mm of space, it just means that I'm going to have an extra clearance on each side of about, what, 2.5mm. So a little bit extra clearance on each side won't hurt anybody. So yeah, so that's the idea. It's just to give me a little bit more headroom, and it's going to be a lot better than that design because these coils, once they're in the slots, you can only really move them. You could only really move them up and down in this area. You can't really move them at all actually with these particular coil clamps because they house the rectangular ones as well. So yeah, but the new design, it's going to be a lot easier to move coils around and adjust timing, physically to adjust the timing instead of trying to do it electronically. So that's all really. It's just a short video, nothing much. I'm going to stick this together now, because I want to test fit everything, and I just want to see how I'm just doing one stage for it at the moment. Well, I'm just assembling one stage because the drums can be all fitted at the end, because they've got end bearing caps on. So when I take the end bearing caps off, the whole middle will just pull out. So there's nothing to. It'd be a lot easier to assemble and dismantle, because the new design I've made it so that I can actually literally just take the bearings off the end, and the whole assembly will just slide straight out. If you look at the previous live stream, you'll see how I've done that. The live one where I was actually modelling it. Anyway, that's it for now. Just thought I'd give you a little heads up on what the situation is. I've still got a circuit board to build, and I still haven't got around to it. I mean, I've just been so, yeah, stressed out with other things, and trying to, obviously we're all worried about this bloody coronavirus. It's, yeah. So yeah, it's been getting to me a little bit, because I'm seeing all this news about people dying, and I mean God, it's as if things couldn't get any worse. And I'm a bit worried because China's really. Oh look, my other print's finished. Ah, cool. That's just finished now. So yeah, it's nuts what's going on in the world right now. It really is. It's stressful, but yeah, what can you do about it? Well, I just keep busy and keep my mind occupied. That's all. So anyway, thank you for watching.